Hi guys, I figured that I hadn't done a Q&A on my channel for a little while, and I know sometimes you guys just like videos where I sit down and chat, and I will go straight to it. Question was kind of cute. Sammy Johnson, and she asks, how was your Valentine's Day? What did you do for it? So Valentine's Day was amazing. I got given a rose, breakfast in bed, this super cute frame with some really cute like memories he wrote in it, some chocolate, a little purse mirror type thing because it's got floral print and he knows that I love floral print, and this really super cute little totally love you bear. And we stayed in this amazing hotel. It was just nice to just do nothing. It basically had a jacuzzi in it. We had room service and we just relaxed, and that's enough really. Watching films in a posh hotel, what more can you want? And speaking of Valentine's Day, I actually told you guys that when I get the opportunity I will show you what I got him. This is the thing I really wanted to show you guys the most, because this is what a train ticket actually looks like in this area. I don't know if you guys had the same sort of thing, but it's a humongous one, and it says in it, distance can mean so little when someone can mean so much. It basically reminded me of us, because our life completely revolves around train tickets because it's the only way we can see each other. And then alongside that I got him a box, and inside the box is a load of open me when you're letters. So I don't know if any of you have heard these before, but each letter has something like open me when you're sad, open me when you're happy, open me when you're missing me. And basically it's good for relationships that are long distance and you know you can't always be there during certain situations, so you basically just give them little letters to open up when you wish that the other person was there but they can't be. The next question comes from Bethany Gilmore, and she asks, how did you get blue out of your hair? I'm having great difficulty and I haven't had blue hair since October. I decided to pick this one because I still have blue in my hair, believe it or not. I'm just like you. I know what it feels like. The hardest colour to get out of your hair. You'd think red was, you'd think black was. No. Blue is a nightmare. Yes, blue may be semi-permanent when it's in the bottle, but it isn't semi-permanent. I have blue under this, so when my hair fades, it doesn't fade to like an orangey colour, it fades to deep purple, which is the weirdest thing because my hair is now naturally blue, other than when the roots come through of course, but I'm literally a real life Marge Simpson right now. And I also tried bleaching out as much of the blue as possible. I don't like bleaching my hair very much, but I had to do it because the blue wasn't budging, and the bleach really didn't do much other than make it like this really pastel-y blue that I had for a while, which people actually kind of liked, and I just put red on top. So I just say get it to the lightest blue you can and then dye on top of it. Shit advice, I know. The next one comes from Jamie Chester, and they ask, do you have any advice on separation anxiety? I picked this one because this is probably the biggest type of anxiety that I have to deal with. I don't have the worst anxiety in the world. Like when I get these questions about anxiety I get a little bit anxious because I'm like, I don't want people to think that I am so professional with this and I know what I'm doing, because mine isn't anywhere near as bad as I know other people have. I constantly fear people close to me leaving, not in the sense of like leaving me behind and doing other things in their life, but leaving as in like dying on me. It just like really haunts me, and that's the biggest problem I have, because sometimes I'll overthink that and then it'll make me feel really sick, and the next day I feel weird for no reason and I can't think why, and then I remember it was probably because I had such a freak out the night before. I don't know anything about this person or not, but the only advice I could give, because I feel like it really helps, is to talk about it, because sometimes when you keep things in your head they seem worse there than they would be if they were coming out of your mouth. You feel like it's a lot worse and harder to do when it's just going on in your head. Speak about it with whoever you can, even if it's the person who you're having all these anxious thoughts about. Speak to them, that's even better actually. And although nothing probably can be done about it, at least you've got it out in the open. So that's just a tiny bit of word of advice. I don't know if it's the best word of advice, but the next question comes from Anna Hastings, and I believe she's been wanting to know the answer for this for a while. Where on earth is your Galaxy Watch from? We'll keep spamming you until you answer. There is actually a reason why I haven't been answering this question, not because I'm an ignorant cow or not because I'm just too cool for you, but it's actually because this Galaxy Watch I have was a gift. It's just a really basic watch actually, there's nothing amazing about it. It's actually quite cheap. It just basically has a galaxy image behind the clock, and it turns out it was only from Primark. The next question comes from Shakira Jelly. She asks, how did you get over a really bad breakup? I've been meaning to make a video dedicated to this entirely for ages, for literally years I think, but I've basically called it off loads of times, but I will be doing it if that's requested from enough of you guys. But I've been wanting to make a video about this for a while because it's something that I found really difficult, probably one of the most difficult and most stressful things I've ever been through, which is why I wanted to reach out to people who felt the same, because I wish somebody had did that to me. I think in my head I know how to get through to someone like me, so if I know there's enough people who were like me in that situation, then I could probably get through to them. But in short, short, I would say that the biggest and most helpful thing for you to know, even though it's going to be so hard to listen to separate yourself from that person as much as possible. That is the first thing to do. I know it's the last thing you want to do, but it's the first thing you need to do, because otherwise you will be stuck in this whole idea of denial. You want to find ways to get back with them. You want to like Google search how to get my boyfriend back, and you want to do all these stupid things that all these stupid people are telling you to do. Your first step is to accept that it's happened and you need to get over them, instead of trying all these things to try and get them back. So you need to separate yourself from them as much as possible, otherwise that step won't happen. You need to remove them on Facebook, Twitter, everything you have. If you live in the same town as them, then that's gonna suck. But out of sight, out of mind. You're not going to see them on your social networking sites, so when you go out every time, you're going to think about them being out there less and less. And the second is just carry on as much as possible. Make as many plans as possible. It doesn't matter if at the moment you've got them stuck in your head and you're thinking about them a lot. That will gradually go in time, and just carry on, because if you think about it, you had a great life before you were with them. So there is nothing stopping you from going back into that life you had before again. Serena Lee asks, other than YouTube, what would be your dream job? I actually like this one, because the fact she already knew that my dream job would be YouTube. When I say dream job, I would love to be doing lots of stuff and opportunities that came from YouTube. I don't know if like solely just YouTube would be the biggest dream I'd have, but it would be things that relate to this. I would like to do things to do with videoing, filming, presenting maybe. TV based stuff would be really cool. Anything in the media would be a dream for me. So yes, if I was filming videos for a living, I would die a happy woman, because they're so fun to me, they're so interesting. I love watching YouTube just as much as making YouTube stuff, which I feel like is a good sign, because if you like what people are doing and you like also doing it, and you understand what the audience wants from you because you are an audience yourself, the interest and enjoyment of it will last a while. The next question comes from Carla Carter. In your biggest moments of fear or anxiety, or in the middle of some straight up life drama, how do you calm down? How do you center yourself? How do you cheer yourself up and make yourself move on and smile again? I do basically, for me, I basically do this thing where I kind of act as if everything's cool. I stay calm, I keep it up inside. I'm not one of those people who rage out and go crazy and show their emotions a lot. I like to keep them inside, and then when they just build up, I blow into some crazy mad woman who is just screaming at everything. And that is when I have to calm myself down, center myself, cheer myself up, move on. So first, I usually just like to isolate myself. If there's so much stuff going on around me and there's just people drama, or there's just lots of things happening at once, there's just lots of situations going on, I like to just pretend it's not there for a couple of days, or maybe just even a couple of hours, but I just isolate myself a little while. Not isolate myself enough to make it damage me mentally, but just enough for me to, you know, zone out. I just like to sit there and think. That way your stress levels can kind of ease down before you actually find the motivation to want to calm down, because when you're so stressed you think, I don't want to calm down, I want to rage, I want to fight everyone. So then once I've done that, I then basically do the opposite. I go back out into the open world, mix with people who make me feel happy and comfortable and calm again. Stay away from the things that are stressing you out as much as possible, but if that's not possible, let's say if it's work or if it's family situations, I try to see things in a different light. I try to see the reasons that I'm facing these problems. I like to see things as everything I've been given is something that I can cope with and something that I can learn from whilst I'm doing it as well. Let's say if there's been a big friend drama in my friendship group or something that's stressing me out, I see that as an opportunity to reflect on my friends and decide if they are really the people that I want to be hanging around with, or it could be a lesson to teach me that I'm worth more than these people that are treating me not as well as they could be. Don't let a situation just occur and nab at you. Let yourself learn and grow from it instead, and you'll start seeing things in a whole new light. The last question comes from Courtney Farnell, and she asks, what are your favourite shops to buy from? My favourite shops to buy clothes from sometimes differs depending on if I have money at the time, but my top 3 are actually charity shops, which sounds really bizarre because you never know what you're going to find in a charity shop. So it could be naff finds and it could be good finds, but that's what I like about it. You don't really know, it's kind of like a surprise, and also you save heaps of money and you can actually get good brands in a charity shop, but they're still dead cheap. And then I like going to Primark simply because it's cheap and cheerful, and my taste changes so much that going to a shop like Primark is good because you know that it didn't cost that much. It doesn't matter if you are going to go off this top and you're not going to feel hugely guilty about it. I'm struggling with the last one because there's like so many shops that I could mention, but I say that I'm not somebody for massive brands. Like, I love, you know, going into River Island every now and again. For my third one, I'm gonna have to say like small stores like Select, but it's basically a shop that do things you'd find in more expensive shops for a much cheaper price. And I'm saying more expensive shops, but they're not too expensive, they're just higher branded quality, and then they make a cheaper version and sell it. And I like that because, once again, I go off things easily. I'm gonna leave the Q&A there now because I feel like I've spoke for England. Let me know if you want me to do another Q&A because I never know whether to or not, so let me know in the comment section below. If you missed my last video, I did actually say on the end of that I'm selling NinkComPoop magnets now, so I've got magnets and badges, so there is a link down there for that, as well as all my other social networking sites. I will see you guys in 3 days time. I hope you're having a lovely week. I think some of you are in half term, so I hope you're enjoying that. Big kisses, see you very soon. Very good, thank you for cooperating. Let me know what your favourite first date tip is, and then in the comments you can kind of have a little gander if I've missed anything out or you've got any more things to add. Why are you staring at my face?
You're pretty.